Everything I wanted, 'cause I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. Ooh, everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Everything I wanted, I'ma get it. 'Cause I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it.
All right, we are in here. Welcome to the 80s Babies Conversation. It's your girl Ray Cherie, the hostess with the mostest, checking in. I got my brother Bubba with me.
What's happening? It's your boy Bubba, GP, aka GP, checking in. 80s Baby Conversation. We finna go in tonight, man. What's happening?
All right, let's go in. We got a friend with us tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Brandon. Oh, here you go. What to do, Brandon?
I can't hear nothing.
All right, we got some bad sound coming in. Can you hear us now? Slim, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we're going to wait on Brandon to get his sound adjusted. But so far, it's Tuesday. Okay. But today has been an eventful day. And
a sad day.
A sad day. And we just, we want to keep those family members of those 14 students and that one teacher in our hearts and in our minds, because it could have been anybody.
Right. It could have been anywhere. Could have been at your kid's school.
Yes, I work at a school, so that just really hits home when things like that happen. And it was an elementary school of all places.
Right.
So, that's heavy.
That's heavy,
So
man.
tonight, when you pray for yourself, when you pray for your family, pray for those families because that's real. And while we're on the topic, let's just talk about it for a minute. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I cannot stress it. I cannot stress it enough. But mental health is so important. But we have this guy, he goes into a school. The one teacher that he killed was his grandmother. And he also shot 14 kids. With his name, it sounds a little Hispanic, but I don't want to prejudge. But it was a small town. So I know they are hurting tonight. But
yeah, the population of the town, I think was like 20,000 people. So think about it, in Texas, that's a really small town for Texas. So yeah, 14 casualties, kids at that, one adult. Man, that's tragic.
Yes, that's most definitely tragic. And it could have been anywhere. So, and we're seeing these mass shootings become more and more common. I was in a meeting tonight, and I think someone said that Columbine happened in 2003. And I remember because I was in high school during that time. But look at how they're happening today. We're seeing them more frequently. This has been like a week apart.
Right.
So, I mean, that's real.
Yeah, you starting to see school shootings like literally maybe 3-4 times a year now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So remember to keep those families in your prayers, guys, because we'll keep them in ours as well. The next thing that was trending in the media was Nick Saban and his comments that were made about Deion Sanders, saying that they bought Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
What's up with this buying athletes, and why is he calling out Jacksonville State and Deion Sanders specifically?
Well, I'm gonna say this, he probably still sore from that whooping them dogs put on him. Let's go dogs, by the way. All you Alabama fans out there, let's go dogs. But yeah, man, that been going on, and I don't even know why Nick Saban even speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the schools out here do that. Rather it's Division I or whatever. But I mean, a lot of players get paid, under the table, if you want to call it, or whatever. They get paid out there, man. So especially if they're a good athlete, they've been doing this. This is nothing new, and I don't even know why he even mentioned something like that, and even put Deion Sanders' name, in it. So that was just kind of crazy to me, man.
But why can't a black kid want to go play at a black school at Jackson State?
See, look, me being an HBCU athlete, former HBCU athlete, like, shoot, that's been my question for years, but I'm gonna be honest, like, every college somewhat buying kids, if you get what I'm saying, because when you bring them on visits and stuff like that, I mean, you pretty much selling the, showing them all the limelight and stuff for the college and stuff like that. So you basically buying them. But to say this, like, he had these rants. Like, Nick Saban loved to rant. And I'm a Bama fan, but like sometimes he go a little overboard every once in a while. Like,
okay.
I mean,
technically, I can't. It's audio issues going on his end.
So when he was talking about Nick Saban love to rant, and I listened to the commentary, but my whole thing is, young man is a defensive back. To my understanding, Deion Sanders was a defensive back, one of the greatest of all time. So why can't we just say that this young black man wants to be coached by another black man who happens to be the greatest defensive back of all times? And if he does get some money, so what? That's his skill. That's his talent.
And speaking on that, sis, I feel like they should have been getting paid to play. You know, they out there putting their bodies on the line. You know, getting hurt. Think about the players that had these career-ending injuries. You know, what about those players? The school made millions off of them. You know what I'm saying? Just off of their name, just off of that his ability. So think about those players that ain't get a chance to get paid or make it to that next level to make money. But
it's legal now too. It's legal. So technically you can buy kids if you want to.
But what's wrong with that?
I feel like it ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just wrong when HBCU do it. That's just how I feel. Like they don't want us to catch up. So
and that's another thing. I feel like, you know, not trying to change gears and then we're gonna stay on the subject, but I feel like, you know, if you just think about it, these big schools, it's something in it for the kid and his family. It's something, you know, it's got to be something in it, because if that's the case, it ain't just, I mean, of course, it's exposure. You'll get these top schools got, you know, top recruiting classes in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a great athlete, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get that part of it, but I mean, it's you ain't guaranteed to get there though. So it's something else got to be in play for the draw you there.
We kind of lost you a little bit too, but my thing is that historically, African Americans, we are not loyal to each other. We need more of our kids to come back and play at these HBCUs.
That's facts.
So that we can grow our programs. All right. So that we can start seeing more of our games on ESPN, because we're talented people and we do need our kids to be loyal to our institutions.
Right.
I think over time, like since we had to go to HBCUs back in the day, like it was one of them things where like they fought for us, you know, to be able to go to like, you know, these big schools or whatever. But the thing is, I feel like we kind of lost ourselves in that too, so to speak. So it's like, I've been arguing this for years. I'm like, you know, I used to ask my coaches sometimes, like, why y'all don't never go after like the top dogs? You know what I'm saying? Like, and to be quite honest, you got parents really don't know much about HBCUs either, because, you know, they don't be exposed like that. So the main thing is exposure. And I mean, I played against some dudes that I know supposed to be in the NFL, you know, but it's just, I mean, they look at it like the scouts look at it so weird. So it'd be like, they'll say something like, your schedule ain't hard enough, or your level of competition you playing against ain't the same. And it's like, we used to have to play big schools to like get that type of exposure. So I can see why people go to, you know, these big schools or whatever versus going to HBCU.
Because I mean, they want to compete against the best, and like I say, all these schools these big schools, especially big D1s, are getting all the best, you know, the best players out there. So, I mean, I think it's been a problem ever since Deion been building a good program down there, man. And it's just, I feel like, you know, it's stepping on some toes in the D1 field. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the D1 division, they ain't liking that, because it's going to take away from their program, or it's going to take away from them getting some of those top athletes coming in.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying?
The only way we gonna catch up, I'm gonna be honest, we need more of them.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, to be honest, like you should. I think
a lot of this ain't gonna be enough. You know, he doing it for Jackson State, but as a whole, I feel like he gonna end up leaving HBCUs behind, as far as like Jackson State gonna be on a whole different pedestal than these other HBCUs.
Right.
So I feel like everybody should do it, honestly.
Yeah.
Then, you know, go ahead, sis.
And then, you know, with Jackson State getting Deion, I mean, some of the other HBCUs, including mine, need to follow suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Find us a coach who has the NFL notoriety, the NFL experience, so that we can use him as a recruitment tool to get young men to come and play, top recruits to come and play.
And we want to be able to acquire these players without them having to go through getting in trouble, having to downgrade to a HBCU. And when I say downgrade, I'm not talking about as far as the school. I'm just saying it's downgrading in division. Like you know, you coming from a D1, you know what I'm saying, and to Sunbelt. Like You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Like, we want to be able to acquire these players without having
First,
them
like we
getting
need
in
to get them
trouble or
first.
them having to, like, it's like a punishment to them to have to go play for one of these schools or something. We want to, you know what I'm saying? We want to get these players off the rip. That's what we need to start doing. Like y'all said, we need to start acquiring these players. And as parents, though, we gotta be willing to send out. We gotta believe in our kids' ability. And even if you go to that HBCU, you can still go to the NFL.
Yeah,
they selling the dream that if you go to Alabama, you guarantee to ride to the NFL. That's what they selling.
Yeah,
that's what they selling.
And see, I be having to tell kids all the time, you know, because I didn't play at that level and stuff like that. So I be telling them like, bro, your school, your agent, all this stuff don't get you to the NFL, bro. You do. At the end of the day, if you a dog like you say you is, you can go anywhere. They gonna find you. So it's like, folks don't look at it like that though. They, you know, a lot of folks want the easy road. I mean, so I do kind of commend Travis Hunter because the kid could have went anywhere, like anywhere he wanted to. And I mean, I know dudes that train them. And I remember right before signing day, dudes telling me like, bro, he finna shock some folks. And I'm just like, I thought he committed to Florida State. You know, I'm thinking he going to Florida State the whole time. That boy signed with Jackson State. I was like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It shocked everybody, man. And I think, like I said, that stepped on some toes.
But I think it's a good move though, all the way around. Yeah. It's a totally good move.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, of course,
learn by himself. He getting coached up by the best DB to ever play. He played DB.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like it's a win-win for him. And plus, he ain't gonna be spoiled too. You know, like, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of big school guys, they get spoiled because it's like they got the best of the best, you know, they got all this equipment, all this top tier stuff, and they get to the league and it's just like, you know, they kind of spoiled already, they kind of used to it.
Yep.
But you put a dude from the SWAC in the league, they're looking around like, man, like, all this? Feel me? So
yes, that great move for Travis Hunter, great move for Jackson State University. I can't wait to see him play. And Alabama State plays Jackson State this year, so I'm here for it. All right, another thing. What do y'all know about sex trafficking or human trafficking?
I know it's a bad problem. It's worse than a lot of people think. You know, a lot of people, you know, don't think that this stuff is going on because it ain't happening near them or close to them, but this stuff is really happening, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful out here with these kids. Hell, even with the adults, you know, it's not just kids. They taking grown people too. So, you know, it's a real problem. Not only in this country, especially in foreign countries, but it's a bad issue, man.
Yes, it's a big issue. It's a major issue that we need to shed a little bit more light on, especially with brown girls and boys as well, because kids go missing every day. But the reason I was bringing this up is a little girl was attending a Dallas Mavericks game with her father. She left right before halftime to go to the restroom, and she didn't return. It took them 10 days to find her. And by the time they found this child, you can already imagine some of the things that had happened. They found her at a hotel. And she had been exploited on prostitution websites and things like that. So human trafficking is real. And what scares me is over spring break, I took my kids to Hollywood Connection. And where were the parents? There were very few parents and a whole lot of kids. When you go to the mall, it's kids walking around by themselves, unsupervised. They just get dropped off. But are we really, like, you know, as a parent, I would be so scared to do that because it's so easy for somebody to snatch your child up, especially because children are distracted 99% of the times with their cell phones.
Right.
So it's like, are we going to be on alert and pay? I know we shouldn't live in fear, but this is really happening right up under our noses each and every day. Kids are going missing.
Right, each and every day. And I was reading an article about that situation. They say by the time the game ended, the little girl still wasn't found. And like you say, it took them about 10 days to find her. But you know, it says that the police chief told the father to return to his home, this and that. Like, how you gonna, your little girl or any family member missing? Like, how are you gonna just return to your home and even go to sleep at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. I couldn't even imagine, you know, one of my kids getting abducted and just missing for X amount of days or even a few hours. Like, that's scary, man. Like, that's crazy.
I can't fathom.
A lot of these adults, they gotta be, you know, cautious too, though, because I mean, I be telling like my female friends and stuff all the time, like, bro, like especially in them cities like Atlanta and stuff where it's really hot, where they, you know, doing that type of stuff. I be telling them like, bro, you need to like, you know, you living so naive, but like, don't act like stuff can't happen to you.
Right. Because
you got to look around. Like, I mean, people getting snatched up in vans all the time. Like, and like they starting to catch some of this stuff on video. Like I've been seeing like on Twitter and stuff with like, you know, people getting snatched up and stuff like that. I'm just like, man, you just got to be cautious of your surroundings. And nowadays you got to tell your kids. You got to tell your kids, you know, like, be precautious of, you know, certain stuff going around. So, I mean, it's just one of them things we got to like this generation got to definitely teach their kids because, you know, it's happening more often.
And not even kids, young ladies and young men, because it happens to boys too. It happens to men too. But going out to a bar or to a nightclub, you need to be cautious. And then also on your phones, like, share your location with somebody at all times.
Somebody.
I have multiple people that I share my location with, just random. They might not even know it, but I share my location with them all the time because you just never know. If your child has an iPad or a phone, turn on that Find My iPhone.
Right.
If you don't do anything else, turn it on.
And we as parents, man, like with the kids, like I know Black people, a lot of us, like we see these, you know, white people or other races out with leashes on their kids, and we'll laugh and say, man, I ain't putting no leash on my kid. I ain't put no leash on my kid. But when your kid gets snatched up because you turn your head for a split second and you don't know where that kid is, somebody distract you and your kid gone in a second, then you're going to wish you had that leash on them or some kind of restraint on them that you could have felt somebody tug them or something. You know, they get too far, you can feel it. You know, we find stuff funny these days, but it really makes sense when you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? We kind of take a lot of this stuff as a joke and we make memes and make fun of it, but in reality, it's really like necessary these days, especially with everything that's going on. So don't laugh at these people with leashes on. I mean, my son had one at one point in time, like, just because when he was younger, he would run off. Like, and it's just like, man, it's you know, I know it's funny to some people, to immature people, but to be real, man, that's like something that a lot of parents need to look into, especially with little kids and toddlers that's very active and run around a lot. Like, you don't want your kid to run. Like, man, I remember back in the day when we were young, like, I would run away from my parent in Walmart, and they wouldn't even really trip, you know what I'm saying? They went, you know, people weren't taking kids back then like that. I don't think. But now, like, man, you can't turn your head for a split second without your kid, without the possibility of your kid being snatched and gone forever in some cases. So, hey, man, be careful.
I remember doing that at Walmart before, and I ended up, I was gone for about 10, 15 minutes. And like they called me on the intercom.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, my mom was crying. I'm like 10 at this point. I'm like, you know what's wrong with you? I'm just
right.
Like, now I know. You feel me?
Now you know. Now you know.
Right.
So we're gonna last night, the 80s Babies conversation featured the Gentlemen's Club, and I felt some type of way by the time I finished watching it. So fellas, y'all go back and watch that. But I felt some type of way. But I wanted to just reiterate one of the topics they discussed, and I'm hoping we can have a more sensible conversation about it today. And that topic is, what do women want from men? Because they were talking about last night what men want from women. And they took it here, there, everywhere. And I just felt some type of way by the time they were finished. But, you know, my goal is that we educate, inform, but I want Black love to exist. I want Black love to be beautiful. Love, period. You know, but what do women want from men? That's what I want to talk about. And I had my own list in my mind, but I want y'all to help me out. So I would say one of the big things, and y'all help us out in the chat because I'm outnumbered tonight. But one of the biggest things that I feel like women want from men is non-sexual affection. All right. Because everything, we keep hearing that sex word all the time, but it can't be about sex all the time. But what about that non-sexual affection? What y'all think?
I mean, I think it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of men can give that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't know. That goes back to how a woman is putting herself out there. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself out there, you feel me? Like, how you expect the man to take it? How you expect the man to not come at you in a non-sexual way or show you that non-sexual when you know? So
hypothetically, what are some forms of non-sexual affection? Like a
holding hands,
or just kicking it, like just kicking it, like just going on a date. That's a non-sexual. You know what I'm saying? Showing I'm gonna take you somewhere. We gotta necessarily have sex. We can just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because a lot of women think if you ask them, oh, you want to kick it, they think that you trying to have sex. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily mean that. You know, they feel like, oh, well, I don't want to just kick it. I want to go on a date. Like, we can just kick it and talk. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I need affirmation. Rihanna says, want you to make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. I feel you, Katie.
See, I think, and that's the problem too, sis. Like I said a lot of times, I think women think too emotionally in it, and men ain't thinking in that same manner. You know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all thinking in a different sense than we are. You know, like we probably ain't looking at it like that. You know,
yeah, but that non-sexual affection. If we're walking down the street and I'm on the outside and you just move me to the inside and say, hey, you let me stay on the outside. Like that could be that non-sexual affection. Or, you know, if we on a roller coaster at Six Flags and, you know, it's going a little fast and you just pull me in closer to let me know that you got me on this roller coaster ride.
I mean, but that's a given. Like, I feel like that should come with it though. You know, that's just automatic.
Yeah, that's just something we don't really think about like that. We just do.
That's just something.
But then again, some men don't do, because there are some men who don't know how to express that affection. And
well, you know what women should do? You know what women should do if they run across a man like that? You need to express that to him. And then try to show him in return. Try to show him what you mean. So lead by example. Give him an example. You know what I'm saying? And not like just say, well, here's an example, mister. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it like that. But just do something and show him and be like, you know, have him reciprocate that.
Yeah, because y'all be thinking we supposed to read y'all mind.
And speaking of that, okay, stay right there, because communication. How can we communicate? Communication is so important to women. We are emotional sometimes, but we have things to say. But when we have these things to say, we don't want you all to say that we're nagging. So how can we establish that open communication?
I think communication is like important, but I think understanding is more important than communication, honestly.
Okay, explain that for me.
Cause it's like, okay, you can say the same thing 10 times and somebody might not get it. But if they understand it and they understand where you're coming from, they understand your point of view, then it's different. You get what I'm saying? Like, they can understand why you feel a certain type of way about this or why you feel a certain type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be considered nagging. Like, I feel like if you telling somebody how you feel, it ain't really nagging. Especially when you doing the same thing. Like,
right.
you know what
But
I'm saying?
I think it becomes nagging. I guess in the delivery, like, you know, a person can be accused of nagging if they just, well, you don't do this, you don't do that,
Yeah.
you don't. That's nagging. I
Yeah.
think it's the way you deliver that to that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could, your delivery is everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that got a lot to do with it too. How you deliver that message.
Your tone of voice. That's, you know, that's nagging.
Right.
But like you expressing how you feel, like you could be calm and express how you feel.
Exactly.
And say the same thing 10 times. But like I said, if you don't understand, then it ain't never gonna get solved.
Okay. And let me know if y'all want to add something to my list. All right. Another thing I said women want from men is supportiveness. So, once, it's been some years ago, but I dated this guy who was extremely supportive, and I have not dated another person like that since. But he was at everything. If I had a football game, he was setting up the tent. If I had a car wash, he was out there washing the cars. So supportiveness is very important. Like, I need to know that you believe in the things that I want to achieve, or that you support my dreams. How do y'all feel about that one?
I mean, you're absolutely right. I feel like both parties should support each other in anything that they do, especially if you're working towards a serious relationship or a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I think that's very important too. But I think a lot of men's problem with that is, or why they're not very supportive, because a lot of men got grown man issues, I guess. Like, when I say that, I mean, a lot of men got a problem, and we talk about this on plenty of episodes too. A lot of men got a problem with some of the movement and things that their women or their woman is doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for a man to really support something that's kind of making him feel insecure in whatever way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's just the truth. A lot of men don't support a lot of things because they think it's gonna blow up. She's gonna get too big and she might leave them. Anything, you know, you never know what a person is thinking when a situation like that is at hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that no matter what, you know, you support each other in anything that y'all do, man. No matter if it succeed, no matter if it, you know, even if it fails, you know, still be supportive of it until that person realize they want to give it up, or, you know what I'm saying? Then that's when, even if they give it up, like, you know, support them in that decision. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, all around the table support.
Yeah. I feel I agree with him when he said both parties. Cause I mean, some dudes, they don't know how to support because they ain't getting it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then on top of, like, you know, supporting is just, I feel like, okay, like me personally, I support, you know, I support good stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, just say if my girl want to get her own business or something like that,
right,
or like she want to go back to school and do this, or she want to do something like that. But like, it's certain stuff that I ain't gonna lie, I can't support. Like, you know, just because I'm like a high moral dude, so like I ain't gonna support no BS. Put it that way. And I ain't gonna lie, like our generation is kind of different because it's like both parties, we do a lot of BS. You feel me? And like people be wanting folks to be yes man and, you know, just be down with everything. And it's like some stuff I can't rock with. You know what I'm saying? But like if it's positive, if it's something to better yourself or better, you know, that person, yeah, I can support. But like it's just certain stuff I can't support. You know what I'm saying? It's just
right,
it's levels
right.
to it.
And it's, I mean, me personally, I've gone through something like that in a situation, you know what I'm saying, where I know back in college, you know, I had a girlfriend that was doing a lot of different things at one time, you know what I'm saying, and me just being immature at the time, I ain't gonna lie, me being immature at the time, I just didn't support her like I supposed to, and you know, even at this time now, you know, I can kind of look back on it and say, you know, I think about it and I was like, why didn't I support? You know what I'm saying? It was just because, at that time, you know, I ain't have nothing like that going on. So like you said, it's like, you know, I ain't had that going on, so it was kind of hard for me to be supportive of that because I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of a little jealousy in there too. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, it's a lot of things that'll make a person not be supportive of something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my issue was, you know, it was just our time had got cut short just for some of the things that she had going, and it was just a little jealousy that she had these things going on. It was just a lot, and I just didn't support it like I was supposed to at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that comes with maturing too, though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be, once you mature into a real adult and start seeing things in a different light. You know what I'm saying? You look back on some of that stuff and be like, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't mess up your opportunity, or you and your spouse or your girlfriend, wife, whatever. Don't mess up your opportunity by being unsupportive, man, because you know that can go a long way. And then once they be successful in whatever they doing, and you dissupported, and then you want to reap those benefits, like it don't work like that.
Yeah, you can't
work like that.
Yeah,
you know, so.
I done had that problem in the past too, though, because you know, like, you know, I play pro ball and stuff like that. So like, my career ain't always been, you know, like it ain't always been up and coming. You know, sometimes I take L's. That's just what come with it.
Right.
It's one of them things you just got to stay down for. And like, you know, I done dealt with folks, I done got cut and then they just disappear type junk. And like, you know, I just learned from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't the person I needed anyway. And I just look at it like, okay, like, you know, it is what it is. But at the same time, like, just say I signed tomorrow or some junk, like, you know, they be wanting to come back and it's like, nah, you can't. Like,
right. It's just like it's just like with anything, sports, even it's anything, you know,
anything, rapping, like, you feel me? Like anything. I just feel like if somebody doing something that they feel like is their passion that make them happy and that's positive, you know, like do it. Like support it.
Even if you don't fully like agree with it,
yeah,
just believe in it and just support them. You know what I'm saying? So that can kind of push them to keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, you never know what that person might end up accomplishing or what it might amount to. You know what I'm saying? So don't downplay it. Even like I say, even in your head, if you don't like, hell, if you gotta fake it sometimes, just fake, but be supportive, man. And maybe that support, even if you faking it at first, it might turn into some real support. You know what I'm saying? But just
because it ain't that wrong with supporting and telling them to do, you know, some other stuff on the side. You know, like you could, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I got you.
Juice them up.
Yeah. You can support this and be like, hey, you need to do this too. You know what I'm saying? So you can have two instead of one. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's just like when you got you got a favorite football team, and you know that they probably gonna have a good season. You know what I'm saying? But in your head, you supporting them though because that's your team. But you know, when the season starts, they might start out good, and then you might be like, man, I thought these boys, I ain't think they were gonna do this good, but I'm riding with them now. You know, you might throw you a couple of bets out there. Then you know, it's kind of like in that same sense. You know what I'm saying? You gonna support them regardless because that's your team or that's your woman in this sense. But you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, even if you don't believe in the dream, the entire you know what I'm saying, the whole vision, just at least support it, and they might change. You know, they might change your mind on the outlook of it. You might be like, you know what, I thought this wasn't gonna work, but I can kind of see where you're going with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And another thing I had on my list was a provider and security. I think that's important to women as well.
Well, I think now providing, I kind of think like, what do we got to draw that line, because I feel like this is where my argument gonna always come in, that like when you say provide, like a lot of women think in their head that providing is a man taking care of all the bills and she just doing what she want to do with her money. Like,
but that's not what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about,
so we need to,
because I don't think money and all this stuff should come into play until people are married. We acting married and we treating relationships like marriages, and they not. So from a standpoint of if I need something, Bae got my back.
right.
if I need something done, they got my back. Or before I take my car to be serviced, I think my alternator going bad. But before I go pay for this expensive alternator, they gonna come checking and make sure it's the alternator and not a spark
Now
plug.
when it comes to something like that, now I ain't gonna lie, yeah. When it comes to something like that, oh yeah, I'm taking my woman's car to the shop. Like I'm because I don't want her to be out there and getting checked by other men and you know what I'm saying, put her in that hostile environment because you know a lot of women get tired. A lot of women go out and they get tired of men hitting on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you put your woman, like I work in a mechanic field, in the automotive field, and I see it every day. Women coming to get their car serviced, like that's common now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Me as a man, I feel like, and they come up there. And I work for a dealership, and they come up there, and we can sell you a whole new engine if we wanted to, because all she thinking is she don't know what the car, she don't know what's going on.
Don't know what's going on with it.
She just listening. She thinking it's a safety issue, and she's scared. Oh, my engine is doing this. Well, I need a new. Well, man, we need a new engine. Well, go ahead and do it. It's $8,000, you know what I'm saying, to put a new engine in there, though, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when a man could have simply went up there, had it, looked at, and, you know, if he got any kind of knowledge about a car, because it don't take no rocket science to know nothing about a car. You know when a car ain't sounding right or it ain't doing something right, you know what I'm saying? That's anybody. But, you know, I see it every day. Women getting their car serviced, like, I couldn't put my woman in that position to go have her car serviced. Like, yes, a man is supposed to provide that type of service, man, because especially if you care anything about it, you don't want to send out there, you know, with them wolves, because they gonna attack straight up.
And the last thing I have on my list is attention. So, you know, sometimes we want attention from men. We don't want to be in relationships and feel like we're by ourselves because he doesn't show us any attention. So y'all got any pointers on how, you know, men can show women more attention, some little simple ways?
Well, I feel like the first way is you need to let us finish playing our Call of Duty and our Madden for a little while. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the Call of Duty and the Madden in there, and after that, you get all the attention you want. You know what I'm saying? But nah, attention is really important, though. To be honest, it really is important because, I mean, going back to the situation with me in college with my ex-girlfriend doing all these, you know, being involved in all these activities and organizations and stuff, you know, it started being a lack of attention because she had so much stuff going, and that just caused me to do things, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why attention is very important, because guess what? If you don't show that person attention, that's when all the other things like cheating or not necessarily going to having sex with another person, but they'll go seek that attention from another person. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, that's cheating too. So when you entertaining another person, that's considered cheating in a lot of people's eyes. So it's like attention is very important because, like I say, if you don't show it, they're gonna seek that attention from somewhere else, and that's
somebody else gonna do it too
in the relationship.
Yeah,
because a person, if you, let's just say, you know, you and your woman probably can't even talk, but she met this random. Well, she just met a person, and they just so happen to have a good conversation. She's gonna talk to this person, not necessarily sleep, or he or she. It could be man or woman now. Gonna talk to this person because that's something that they ain't getting at home. Like, you ain't paying me no attention at home. I ain't cheating. I ain't having sex with this person, but the conversation is good. That's what I need. I need to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I've had that same problem like over the years, you know what I'm saying? Not being able to talk to or being able to communicate with my girlfriend or whatever. It's just something that I think all relationships just gonna have to keep, you know what I'm saying?
But you got to make a conscious effort to do it. You got to you got to create those moments like, hey, we're going to put the phone down. I'm going to stop Call of Duty for a minute, and we just need to talk.
Yeah, because I ain't going to lie, attention, probably, I know it's top 5 most important thing when it comes to like a relationship. Because, I mean, if you ain't got no attention, like you doomed to fail, really, because I ain't gonna lie to you, like, especially like if you both work and stuff like that. Cause like I'm a person that value time. You feel me? Like, I really value my time. So like, just saying, it was a time I was working like 2 jobs before I started back playing or whatever. And like, you know, if I get off my second job, shoot, I'm chilling. Like I want to talk to my own, you know, my girl and stuff. So like if she, you know, it used to kind of, you know, make me mad if she go out and stuff like that. And I just got home type, you know. And I'm just like, dang, like you going home on my time. I've been working all day, bro.
Right.
You feel me? But I mean, that's where that communication come in, you know. So like, I mean, attention to me, I just feel like it's one of them things both people need, really. And some people need more attention than others. Like I don't really need that much, but like, you know, the female on the other hand, they might need more than, you know, the man do.
And that's
you know,
what
you got a lot of spoiled females too. So
it's a 50-50. You got to show it some attention. That's what we here for. We here because we need somebody.
Yeah, you definitely got to meet them halfway.
Yeah.
Right.
At least try. At least show you trying to meet them halfway.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna lighten things up a bit with this toss-up question. Y'all ready for it?
Let's do it.
What are some things that would make you ghost a dating prospect? What are some things that would make you ghost a dating prospect? And we want to hear from y'all in the chat too. First of all, what is ghosting? Who can tell me what that is?
Getting gone. Never talk to him again.
Like I ain't seeing them
Leaving without a trace.
Never hear from them again.
So what are some things that will make you ghost a dating prospect?
Inconsistency.
Want to know mine?
Inconsistency.
This one text right here. If I get it more than a couple of times, it's over with me. WYD.
What you doing?
I don't know why people send that, and it's aggravating, and I don't need you trying to keep tabs on me.
See, that's the problem. You're thinking the wrong way, sis. Like it ain't keeping tabs. It's just the icebreaker. It's just the WYD is just the icebreaker to any kind of conversation. What you doing on that chill? Oh, me neither.
I'm old school. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I ain't see you. I didn't sleep with you last night. Hello, how was your day? Like, stop sending me these acronyms. Am I worth a complete sentence? Am I worth a statement?
Well, first of all, I think don't look at it like that, sis. I think that's part of the problem with this too. We looking at, oh, am I worth? I'm not. First of all, just look at the small things. At least that person thought enough to text you.
Yeah, they hit you
text you.
They think
you
about.
See what I'm saying? Like at least that person. We gotta stop one. A person give you an inch, you want a whole mile. Like we gotta be. You got sometimes when that's going on over a period of time, then you gotta address it and be like, hey, how's your day? Would be a nice way to greet me sometime. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put that in there. Don't just expect it, because a lot of people ain't raised and brought up the same way. So it's like a lot of things that we expect. Those people are not capable of doing it because they weren't taught those values. You know what I'm saying? So you can't put that on. You can't put what you know and what you was taught on another person, because it just like people were brought up different ways. So it's kind of hard to just put that kind of
old school
expectation. Expectation on the person. You know what I'm saying? So especially with the younger generation, what's up? Like that's how they greet now.
I text people, yo, like what up, yo,
right? You know what I'm saying?
So what are some things that will make y'all ghost a dating prospect?
Clingy. I can't stand no overly clingy person. Like, especially if we just me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I need my space.
Right.
Can't be getting on my nerves. We just met.
Let our cleanliness be like Autumn. Let it be, you know what I'm saying? Let it draw itself to, let us cling to each other naturally.
Yeah.
Don't force it.
Yeah.
Or give me a chance to text back before you send me another paragraph.
Yeah, because you don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'd have been in situations, I've been dealing with folks and like I just met them and, I'm a busy person. I really am. So like, it be times I don't even have my phone on me.
Man.
And like, somebody texts me like, dang, you can't text back. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't have my phone on me, bro. Like, feel me? Like, why are you bugging me?
I had a client the other day, like a customer rather. I had a customer that was wanting some work done to their car, right? And me being a mechanic, I'm hands-on. Like I'm working on cars literally. Like I can't stop and get back to turning wrenches. I can't do this. It's impossible. Like I can't do that. And plus, it's a safety risk at my job because I can be not paying attention and looking something and some catch my hand or something fall on my foot or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but anyway, the guy needed work done to his car and I didn't see his text message. He called me a couple of times too, and I'm working in the shop, man. You know, it's loud in the shop. I'm air tools, all that. So I ain't here to call. I can't feel the vibration in my pants because I'm moving around. So it's like taking consideration. I'm a mechanic, man. Like, give me a second to respond back. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of the same way with a relationship or with dating. You know, a person you might not respond, and that person think, oh, why you ain't responding to my message? Like, and they take that and go the wrong way, and that kind of cause friction in the beginning, or even if you've been dating for a minute, like it's just like that's an issue. Give a person the time to reply. Like if they go a whole day or hours, because you know these days everybody is checking their phone periodically anyway, so it ain't no way you gonna miss it. It ain't no way. But just give them a little time. You know, everybody ain't quick to respond back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody might. Some people look at a message and have it in their head to respond, but they might be busy in the middle of something and just completely forget to respond. And like, you know.
Yeah. The best thing you do in that situation though is like I forgot what folks be doing to their phone, but like the red receipts, sometimes you gotta turn them off with certain people.
Yeah. Like that red, yeah. When they see you red and then you don't respond right back,
bro, that make a ooh.
So tip to a lot of you guys and women that's watching out there, take that off your phone. Don't let them know when you read the message because it's going to cause problems later on. You might, especially if you start off, you one of those persons that started off responding as soon as they text and every time they text, you'll stop what you're doing and respond because of course you're going to do that because it's new. It's something that you're very interested in now. So of course you're going to stop what you're doing, text back right away. But after a while, that gets old, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get tiring. So it's going just take that off the phone, man. Just give a person and then even if it's on, just still give a person time to respond. Don't be so quick to jump to conclusion. Oh, you seen my man, what was you doing? Why didn't you respond? Why didn't you call me right back? Like, come on, man.
All right. So then another thing that I say might make me ghost a person is if I suggest something and you like, well, I can't do that or I needed more time. If I suggest something 2 or 3 times and you are never able to go attend or do anything, that'll make me get gone too. Because everything can't be pre-planned. Some things have to be impromptu.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, depending on that person's schedule too, like that goes back to trying to hold a person to an expectation. I feel like we do that far too often, holding people to expectations, and then as soon as it don't work in our favor, we kind of get ghost too quick. Like that can work for you and against you in some cases. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just feel like it's just you got to know it's an appropriate time to go ghost, man. And some of the things, I mean, we overthink them and get ghost, and it just we don't get that person enough time to, like I say, respond to things or like I say, in your situation, what you just said, maybe they schedule a little busy to just up and go on the fly. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's an expectation. I don't feel like you should just hold a person too special off the rip. When you learn that person and learn their schedule, then I kind of, you can kind of up and want to do something around the time that you know that they're free. But when you don't know a person's schedule and you just want to up and do something and then it don't fall through and you get mad and want to go ghost, that's childish.
I feel like that's one of them things. I feel like that's one of them things that I feel like you can't do it early. Like you can't ghost somebody for doing that early, but like after a while, you know what I'm saying? Like when you finally kind of get to know them, get comfortable around them, and then you just realize like you can't depend on them for nothing.
Right.
Then you can ghost them. I feel like that's one of them things that come with time though. Like you definitely can't ghost somebody like, you ain't known them but a month and they might be busy, but you know them for like maybe a couple months. Y'all been talking and You know, it been consistent. Like y'all been hanging around each other consistently and stuff like that. And then after a while, they just start.
But
you ask them to do this, and they can't do nothing for you. Then yeah.
But to be real with you, I kind of think ghosting, the whole idea of ghosting, I you know, when I really think about, because I was sitting here thinking about the whole idea of ghosting, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like the whole idea of ghosting is kind of childish, because I feel like if you really don't want to, unless it's a crazy person and you just trying to you got to get away from them, then I feel you. Get up out of the best way you can. You know what I'm saying? You feel like this person ain't going to be able to take you saying, hey, I don't want to talk to you or date you no more. You know what I'm saying? Then I feel like, yeah, ghosting is appropriate then. But for the most part, if it's a person that, you know what I'm saying, you dealing with it, you don't want to, because what if they don't get that memo? Now you got to worry about them pulling up on you, call your phone, trying to track you down. They want to know. You know, I feel like don't leave a person wondering, man, in a situation like that. Just go ahead and tell them what's up for real and then just go y'all separate ways. Now, if that person don't get it after you told them, like, listen, I don't want to talk, or I don't want to, or this ain't working like how I thought it was going to be. If they don't get the picture, then yeah, go.
Okay. And so you don't want to leave a person without notice.
Like, yeah, that's kind of
disrespectful. I don't think I've been ghosted before, but like I do give a notice, like I'm no longer interested, or you know, this is not working for me.
Right.
But then I do go ghost. Like I'm not responding to your random text messages.
Oh well, yeah. Well, after you put it out there, then it ain't even ghosting at that point. It's kind of like I told you what was up, but you still trying to press the issue. Then and yeah, then in their head, that the person that's receiving that treatment is go say, "Oh, they ghost me." No,
Yeah.
I gave you the heads
I don't
up.
think
Like
I
I
ever
told
cut
you.
nobody out.
Because I don't owe you an explanation. If I just say I don't want to talk to you anymore, I do not owe you an explanation.
Well, why not? Well, why not?
And that's when you get left on red. That's when you need the red receipt so they'll know that you read it. And you just left them right there.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go about it. But you know that, I mean, to each and own, man. I mean, just handle it appropriately so it don't blow back bad. That's what I feel like. Like, I mean, a lot of people ain't good with taking, you know, they ain't good with rejection or getting broken up with. So it's like,
yeah. And there's a lot of crazy dudes out here nowadays.
Yeah,
like, for real.
It's crazy dudes. It's crazy women.
Definitely.
Yeah, women crazy too. But yeah, it's both crazy folks. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We have to remember that the only people we can control are our children.
Well, you can't even control your now that's not a good statement. You can't control your kids either. The only person that you really can truly control is yourself.
Yeah.
You know. You know, at the end of the day,
child, you don't have a right to tell a person when, where, or what. Like we are grown people. We are not each other's children.
And not even get into another subject, but you can't even tell your kids what to do now because you know the law gonna get involved. You know what I'm saying? So you can't control them. You can't control them kids like how you really supposed to or want to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say at the end of the day, you can only control your own actions and yourself at the end of the day because that is you. You know what I'm saying?
So what do we want to lead the people with tonight? Because it's about that time.
Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I'm gonna let y'all go first because I gotta see an example first.
Well, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. Keep some awareness about yourselves out here in these streets, anywhere you go, especially with these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I can't stress this enough, man. Like, be aware of y'all surroundings, women, men, kids. You know, y'all gotta keep your head on the swivel out here, man, because there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in the world today, and you know, you don't want to be a victim of none of this madness out here. So, like I say, stay aware. You know what I'm saying? For you athletes, hey, get that money out there, man. Take that milli. You know what I'm saying? Get that money out there. All y'all athletes out there, put y'all bodies on the line. Get that money out there. Don't worry about what Nick Saban talking about out there. You know what I'm saying? Get that money. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, that's about it for me.
I'll just leave us with this wisdom. It came from my grandma, and she would say, "Even a dog deserves a hi and a goodbye." You know, people come across your path, they walking right in front of your face. Good morning. Never killed anybody. Hey, how you doing? Never killed anybody. Speak to somebody, because some people may just be waiting for some type of intervention.
Right.
You know, a little positivity never kill nobody. Speak to people, compliment people, and also check on your people. If you know you got a friend or somebody you hadn't heard from in a minute, send that text. Hey, bro, what's up? Hey, sis, what's up? Like, check on your people sometimes.
Real talk.
All right. That's all I'm gonna leave us with for tonight.
Let me think. Yeah. Be aware of your surroundings, because there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. And that go for sex trafficking and these school shootings. I ain't gonna lie to you, because you gotta be aware of stuff like that. I mean, it might be able to save your life.
It's gonna save your life.
As far as these athletes, definitely get that bread, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these college coaches, you know, at the end of the day, if it's you and them, if it's you versus them, they're gonna choose them. So get your bread, you know, forget what these coaches talking about. I ain't saying don't be respectful, and don't let the bread change you either, because it's changing a lot of folks when it comes to, you know, college ball. Like a lot of these kids, they feel like they can't respect their elders because, you know, they getting paid more than them. So it's like, don't let the money change you either. And yeah, that's about it. For real, for real.
And I want to say one more thing. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Facebook, YouTube. Please, y'all. Like we need y'all to subscribe and like our page, man. We out here trying to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Consider us, look at us as the HBCU, and we try to get to the D1 level too. So y'all help us out by hitting that subscribe and like button out there, man, and share it with your friends. Share with your family, help us grow out here, because, you know, ain't no telling who we can get on this show and entertain y'all with. So, like I say, help us out and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and the Facebook page.
Yes, we need y'all to help spread the word. We appreciate your support. And on that note, we out.
We out.